This
structure.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay. The enterprise structure, the initial data. Okay. So during some 2-3 days, we discussed about the enterprise structure. You know, basically the SAP data, the first data, we need to set up an enterprise structure in the client server. But again, in further classes, we have in real-time classes, especially we have a discussion about enterprise structure. Okay. Sorry, not enterprise structure, clients. Okay. So here the clients, so the system landscape, especially the system landscape, like in real time, we'll observe the different servers. In each and every server, we have a couple of clients. So again, we'll discuss about okay, the system landscape in detail. Okay. And second one, today we need to step into the master data. So before going to step into the master data, because we need to observe the org tables. So org tables, organization data tables. So what are the organization tables here? Why tables knowledge is required? See, as a consultant here, so you should know about once you create or define any data in the SAP system. So where exactly in which table that particular data is going to store it. So you don't need to go to the navigation or you need to go to the SPRO. Okay, so as a consultant, immediately you need to retrieve the data from the table. So that organization data is completed. So let us see. So what are the tables? Okay, for the organization data tables, and where we can see the tables. So we need to see in today's session. Okay, the tables are most important. Okay, so before that you can write down. So T000. In T000, all your client details will be stored in T000. Okay. In T000, all your client details. In T001, your company code details. Company code details will be stored in T001, and here T001W. T001W, your plant details. Plant details will be stored in T001W, and T001L is your plant as well as the store location details. And your T024E is a purchase organization details here. T024 here, purchase group here. So these are the important tables. T000 is client details, T001 is company code details, and T001W works, WRAKS works means in Germany, works means plant. Okay. T001L plant and store location, a particular plant, how many number of store location. And T024E for purchasing organization, and T024. I forgot yesterday, I need to show purchase group also, but today I will show you. So these are the tables here. Now, later you can write a note also. So where we can see the tables here. In SE16, in SE16 transaction code. What is the transaction code here? In SE16 transaction code, we can see the tables here. We can see the tables. Okay. So anybody, if you want to see the tables, what is the transaction code we need to use? SE16. So if you use SE16, if you enter SE16, okay. So in the transaction bar, immediately the system will ask the table name. If you enter the table name, immediately the system will give you result. Okay. In that table, what are the data is available? Okay. So I hope everybody is familiar with the enterprise structure. So everybody is created an enterprise structure. Okay. So it's not difficult, even though if anybody is not complete the enterprise structure due to any reason, but today also we have time, so try to complete the enterprise structure. Okay. The enterprise structure, actually what we discussed in enterprise structure is a multiple modules need to involve to complete the enterprise structure. Enterprise structure or data. But in real time, you are not responsible. Only you need to understand how to define and copy the plants, maintain the store locations, purchasing organization, purchase group. But In absence of FI, so I shown you how to define company and how to define and copy the company code also I show you. So once again, okay, let me show you tables also. Okay. Now go to login pad. Go to login. One minute. GM 22. Caps lock is on. Caps lock is not on. RJMM. Sorry. RJMM 22. Batches. Okay. Now we'll log into the server here. Go to SE16. How to see the table? Go to SE16. So once you enter the SE16, the system knows the table name here. Let us see T000. So T000 means all the client details. In this server, how many number of clients? The list of clients it will show. Okay. Now if you see, if I execute it, you can see this many number of clients is presented in the system. Okay. So these are the clients here. So T000 is for all the client details here. Now if you come to here, T001. T001 is the company code details. Okay. Could you tell me anybody what is the company code yesterday we defined? No, not 1000. What is the company code we defined? Anybody? Lakshmi or anybody?
8001, sir.
Yeah,
8001, 8002. Yeah.
yes, like 8001 and 8002 we defined. Okay, one is Tata Steels. Now if I go to, yes, now we can see 8001 and 8002. So means already we created in the system, that's what it is showing here, right? So 8001 is the Tata Steels and 8002. So all the company code details. See here in real-time classes, so we'll discuss in detail how to retrieve the data from the tables and all. So meanwhile, just you see here, now before, if I executed all the company code, list of company codes will be open here. All the company codes, list of company codes will be open. Okay, sometimes actually when you're working in the project here, so I want to, okay, so retrieve the data. Now this the SAP screen data, this complete table data, so I want to take into the Excel. Okay, so you can able to take it from the system. Okay, list. Okay, so save local file. So all the data will be come to your local file. Okay, this there are some real-time sessions. So definitely I will show you how to retrieve the data. Okay. So meanwhile, see here, I want to see all the details. Simply click on execute. Without executing also, so I want to see how many number of company codes is there. I don't want to execute. Simply the number of entries is there. It will show you the result here. Okay. Without executing also, total how many entries in this table. Simply click on number of entries. The system will show you how many number of entries. So this is the way we need to understand it day by day. Now, finally, what we have the T001 is for company code details. Next, T001W. T001W for plant details. So what are the plants we defined here? If I am not wrong, 8003 and 8004. 8003 and 8004. These two plants we defined here. So 8003 is a Tata Steels Hyderabad plant and Tata Steels Pune plant. Two plants we defined. And these two plants, okay. So only two. So means I have defined only two. Means Tata Steels. I have not defined Tata Motors plant. Only Tata Steel plants only I defined. Okay. So once I define the plants, no, what I need to just I come back here. Okay. So now I want to see in this plant what are the store locations. What are the store locations? 1 minute. No session on call this. Okay, I'll check. T001L. In T001L, now what is this T001L in a particular plant? Let me 8003 plant. So just you need to enter the plant. If I enter the 1000 plant, okay, in this 1000 plant, how many number of store locations here? If you execute here, I will show you there are 140 store locations in this. Without executing also, if you see number of entries in this plant, it will show you there are 140 store locations. So now if you come to here, for 8003 Tata Steel's Hyderabad plant, we defined yesterday store location, right? So if you go to execute here, there are only 4 store locations. We maintain here. Okay, whenever you are copying, all the store locations will be copied to your new plant. Okay, this T001L, and also we observed T024E. T024E, but I forgot purchase recognition. If I'm not wrong, 8123, right? We created the purchase recognition is 8123. Yes, 8123 purchase recognition we created. Okay, so T024E for the purchasing organization. Okay. Now, yesterday I have not shown you where we'll create purchase groups here. Okay, now we can write down. So purchasing group is also argument. So where we'll create purchase group? The purchase group is a singular group of buyer who is responsible for the procurement activities. Okay, so go to SPRO and SAP reference IMG, SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Come to materials management. In materials management, so defining the purchase group SPRO. So you can write down the path one by one. SPRO, SAP reference IMG, materials management. Under the materials management, so you need to create a purchase groups. Okay, purchasing. In materials management, you need to purchasing. So I'm requesting you all, please maintain your own notes. So I have so many soft copies there, but if you maintain your own notes, it will be helpful. You not in today, in future, whenever you want to change the organization, once you get into the industry, in the future, if you want to change also, these notes will be helpful to you. Okay, better you need to maintain your own notes. So create purchase groups here. So create purchase groups here. So the purchasing group, actually the list of purchase groups here will be provided by the client. So once again I will show you the navigation path where we will define the purchase groups. Okay, just come back here. So SPRO, SAP reference IMG, materials management. In materials management, you need to go to the purchasing. In purchasing, so we need to create a purchase group. In purchasing, we need to create a purchase group. Create a purchase group. So here we need to define the purchase groups. So what is this purchase group? A singular group of buyer. So what is the role of this purchase group? The purchase groups, role of the purchase groups is so they will involve day-to-day procurement activities. Now, there are 201 purchase groups in there. So go to here, where we'll see the purchase groups here. Now, what is the table here to see the purchase group? Go to SC16. In SC16, T024. T024 to see the purchase group details here. I can see number of entries. There are 201 entries is there. Now, if you execute here, all the entries, so all the purchase group details will be stored in T024. Now, I want to create new purchase group here. However, the nomenclature should not be repeated, right? So let me check here some Z12 or Z01. Okay, it is available. So all Z series is available. So Z90, Z20. So Y01. Y01. So many purchase groups in there. Okay. So YZ1. It is not available. Okay, just nomenclature should not be repeated. So simply, I want to create YZ1. Okay, so anyone purchase group. Example, I will write mine. Okay, so okay, so enter some telephone number. Okay, and try another example. Okay, you can define your purchase group here. Now, what are the purchase group you define here? The purchase group will be automatically will be applicable. Now, I want to see my purchase group. Okay, and YZ1. Immediately will show in the record. is the purchase. So finally, this is about the enterprise structure. So once again, if you review, so what is the purchase? So what is the enterprise structure here? SPRO, SAP reference IMG, enterprise structure. So definition part, in financial accounting, we need to define company and company codes. Company is a 6-digit. Simply you go and define the company code. The pop-up will be open. First you go to edit company code data, define the company codes, and back to pop-up and copy the company code. Okay. Next, once you do this activity, so this subscript is called pop-up. Remaining all the activities will be done by the finance people in real time. Next, to come to logistic general, the same like company code also need to define the plant here. Again, pop-up will be open. Define the plant and copy the plant. Okay, so only these two activity. And next, need to minimize and maintain the store location and purchase. Maintain the store location. Simply go to the new plant. Okay, so what are the new plant here? 8003. So all the store locations will be copied and you delete and maintain your own store locations. Okay, so that's what we need to copy the complete data. Next, maintain purchase group also no need to copy. Just you go and maintain the purchase groups. Okay, so these are all the activities we performed here. And once you will complete the definition part, so still actually going forward again we'll come to here. We have MMSD integration, that time we'll come to the sales. Okay, and we have MMWM integration, again we'll come to last discussion. Okay, enterprise section is not completed. Again, further classes we'll review enterprise section. So come to assignment part. In assignment part, so what we observed, the respective company codes you need to assign to the company. In real time, this remaining all they will be done by the finance people. Now, the respective plants you need to assign to the respective company code. Next, in materials management, we need to assign the purchasing organization. So we have 5 different kind of purchasing organization. We'll discuss in detail further. Okay. So now, for all of it is clear, then I will go to the next session. Is it clear? SSV, Emina, and Lakshmi Jagadish can able to perform the enterprise section, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Right. So let us we'll step into the next part. The next one is master data. The demonstration class also, okay, we discussed about the master data. Organization data, so anybody can able to, okay, so suppose if I go through 2 to 3 times records, you can able to practice. So it is not a big deal here. But master data dynamic approach. So it is unlimited. We have n number of checkboxes will be there, each and every skill, but all are not required. But as per module perspective, as per the industry perspective, as per my experience, so let me explain in detail in each and every master data. And finally, the master data is a superior data. So you complete any kind of project in SAP, whether it's an implementation project, or if you're in the support project, or if you're in the rollout project, or upgradation or migration, the master data plays a vital role. Okay. Each and every master data, you should know how to create master data, how to change the master data, how to display the master data, how to see the display changes of the master data. Okay, so how to flag for the deletion of the master data. So these are the parameters we need to discuss. Okay, so now here this organization data we observed, not only other modules also is involved to set up the organization. The same way, master data also, not only the other modules also will be involved, but module to module we see the different master. So we are into the functional module. Our master data will be different. If you go to SD, their master data will be different. If I go to finance, so if I'm go to finance module, their master data will be different. So module to module you can differentiate. So the master data will be different. But tell me, what is my master data? Okay, my master data are so first one is material master. The first one is material master. The second one is vendor master. The second one is vendor master. So third one is purchase info record. Third one is purchase info record, which is also known as PIR. The fourth one is a source list here. Fourth one is source list. The fifth one is a condition records. Condition records. The sixth one is a service master. And seventh one is a batch master. Okay. So all together, these are the master datas we need to handle. Okay. What are the master datas? We have material master, we have vendor master, we have purchase info record. The fourth one is okay, source list. The fifth one is a condition record. Okay, the sixth one is a service master, and seventh one is a batch master. So these are the master data we need to handle. Okay. So now one more important actually we need to discuss here. See, organization data is one-time setup in the system, and the records maybe how many number of plants. If you go to any client, maybe 3 plants or 4 plants or maximum 10 plants. But master data is not like this. Okay, we not only hundreds, thousands of records will be there. If I go to any industry, I'm planning to implement the industry. Okay, so then if you take the material master, they have some not hundreds, thousands of records. There are 80, 90. So in one project Hindustan Unilever in Sri Lanka, Colombo, one warehouse I observed, there are more than 90,000 materials I observed here. Okay, so these are n number. Okay, so it is not like hundreds of thousands of records. So these many number of records, it is not possible as a consultant or a couple of consultants working the project also. So it will take a lot of time and lot of mistakes, and it is not recommended. Not only material master, any master, vendor master also, info record, the value are more. Then what is the alternative here? See, organization data, one time we will set up the organization data. We'll create, we'll define the plants, the FICO people, they will define the company codes and all. But what about the master data? How to present the master data in the servers, in real time servers? Okay. So end of the day, before going to say the go live, so for the clients, you need to present the master data. So for this, actually, here the master data uploading or presenting of the master data is okay. Who is the responsible? Technical people is responsible, not by the functional people. Who is the responsible people? Technical people. Technical, especially ABAP people, are responsible to define the master data in the servers. But if you observe last 3 to 4 years or 4 to 5 years, okay. So instead of technical people, the functional people also involved in options of technical people, or the function technical people, they are busy with some other objects. Without help of the technical people also, you can upload the master data. Okay, that also I will show you in my real-time classes. So which is called LSMW and BDC. The LSMW means legacy system migration workbench. BDC means batch data conversion. So just temporarily keep anywhere you write down LSMW. So this actually LSMW is the legacy system migration workbench. So this is a tool. So by using this LSMW, so we need to upload the master. So if you keep in your CV, so once you complete the training course here, okay. So if you write as a bulletin point as a LSMW involved in the master data uploading by LSMW, then your CV will be weighted here. Okay. So this LSMW will discuss in detail. Okay. So how to upload the master data. This is most important. So before going to upload the master data, one more important thing I want to share you. See, in initial phase of the project here. So now we are tagged to one implementation project example. Okay. Now your project is started here. So your manager or your leader consultant will ask you, please prepare the template individually for material master, vendor master, all the master templates, and give the client people. The client said, respect to user, you need to give this template. Why we need to give the initial phase of the project? Because whoever is involving in the SAP project, not only they will do the SAP project, they will do their regular day-to-day transactions. Okay. So whenever they have some time, so they will slowly fill the complete data here. For material master template, you need to provide to them. So whenever they are free day-to-day activities, they will fill some data today. Like this, they have some 5 to 6 months time. The finally in third phase or fourth phase of the project, so you ask to give the complete data. Okay, by using this template, if already they fill the template, the template they will means based on the template they will provide the data. So once we'll take the data from the client people, At a time we need to upload. So at a time you need to upload 1,000, 5,000 records, 10,000 records, 20,000 records. Okay. So all the records into present here. So this is one step-by-step process. But once you understand, it is very easy. But now we are in initial. So in real-time classes, we'll discuss in detail how to upload the master data. Okay, each and every master data. Not only MM module, all the modules also need to be involved. So they need to maintain the respective data and they need to upload the, like SD people also, they need to understand how to upload the master data. Right. But initially what we discussed is completely all the master data, material master, vendor master, info record, purchase info record, source list. So every record we need to prepare the template and so we need to take the data from the end users, okay, or core users or managers. Now today we'll discuss about only purely material master. So what we have done each and every master data. So everybody should know how to create, how to change, how to display, and how to see the what are the tables. Just now we discussed organization tables. The same way we need to understand the tables of the master data also. See for metal master, if I go to metal master, okay, the metal master, what is metal master? If I go to pharma industry, if I go to some chemical industry, if I go to manufacturing industry, everywhere you see raw materials, couple of raw materials, semi-finished materials, finished materials, packing materials, spare parts, non-stock materials, non-validated materials, RT packing materials. These are different materials. Okay. So this material master, what is the respective transition code? Where we'll create the material master? MM01. So this is the transition code here. The SAP is provided the transition code MM01 to create material master. Okay. So in material master, so generally the material master is created in MM01 transition code. But coming to the, so before going to create material master, the complete material master is going to control by the material type. Okay. The material master is going to control by the material type. So here come to material type here. What are the materials? So means we are in the master data, right? So initial classes we'll discuss okay the master data's creation, change, display mode. But once we'll complete the master data, then we'll step into the transition data. Then we'll start the business process procedures. So once we'll complete some couple of business process procedures, or will come completion of the all the business process procedures, then we have some customization classes. Okay. So in customization classes, we'll discuss how we'll see the material type custom. All the master data customization we'll see in one row. Okay. And before that, actually, the material master is going to control by the complete material type. For every industry, we have a couple of material types will be there. Okay. So there are 80 to 90% parameters controlled by the material type here. Now tell me what are the material types here. Okay. The material types actually ROH here. ROH you need to write on this. Okay. Raw material types. ROH means raw material type, and HALB. HALB is the semi-finished part. HALB is what? Semi-finished good. HALB means semi. ROH means raw material type. HALB means semi-finished here. And FERT. FERT means finished good. FERT means finished good. Okay. Now come to here. NLAG. NLAG. NLAG means non-stock material. NLAG means non-stock material. UNBW. Okay. Give me a second. Sir, hello. Hello, sir. Sir. No problem, sir. Sure. 7:30, 7:40. Sir, 7:30. Sure. No problem. Good, good. Problem. So here we have UNBW. This is actually non-valuated. Okay. Next, we have some ERSA. ERSA means spare parts. Yes, spare parts. Okay. So now what are the variable? LEIH. LEIH. LEIH means RTP materials. What is RTP? RTP means returnable. Transport. Returnable transport package. Okay. LEIH. So here I say LEIH, ROH, HLB, FERT, NLAG, so PIP is a pipeline material. Okay. So these are all some standard material types. Maybe I missed one or two. But these are mostly we are using ROH, raw material, HLB, semi-finished, FERT finished, NLAG non-stock, UNBW non-validated, ERSS spare part, LEIH returnable, PIP. See, these material types also, these are the standard material types. You need to recall. So whenever you go for an evaluation, so you are keeping like 2 years or 3 years of experience here. Okay. So just they came to know like how much command you have subject here. These are all standard material types. Okay. So sometimes they may ask like what is the material types for the spare parts, standard material types. So you need to say ERSA. So hardly some 5 to 10 material types. Okay. So the transition code is MM0. And one important topic we need to discuss here. See, when you mapping the SAP product for any means for any company, for any industry. So first of all, we need to identify whether we are able to map with the standard material types or not. If you are able to map with the standard material types, it is well and good. If you are able to map with the standard material types, it is well and good. If you are not able to map any material type with the standard material types, so you need to create new material type. Example, you are mapping some XYZ industry. Okay. So SAP has given ROH is for raw material. ROH is for raw material. But you are not able to map some certain parameters with ROH, which is given by the SAP. You should create a new material type. So how you copy the plant? So you copy it from triple zone plant to new plant, you copy it in real time. In training system, we copy from 1000 plant to new plant. The same way material types also, if you are able to use standard material types, you can use it. If you are not able to, means if you are not able to meet the client requirement, so you should not change any standard material types here. Okay, so you need to copy from standard material types and you need to create new material types. Here, one important thing I want to share you. Whenever you are copying the new material type, your initial letters should be started with Y and so Z will call as Z in IT industry. Y and Z, but Z will call as Z here. So you can copy as Y. Your initial letter will be YROH, some ZROH. So after Y, okay, but so it should be start with the Y and Z here. So this is most important. Okay, so Y or Z. For the standard, so when you are copying one material type to another material type, you can able to copy, but to differentiate. So not only material type. Okay, anyway. So if you are creating new one, apart from this organization data, you are doing any transaction data or any master data. So if you are changing, so the letter should be start with Y and Z here. Okay, not only functional people, all the technical people also follow this here. So if they are creating new program by copying from the existing program, standard program, they are creating new program. So they should start with the Y and Z. These two letters we need to use. So what is the use of this? If I'm using like this here, means you can differentiate. Suppose today I tagged the project here. So wherever I observed here, globally everybody should follow this only. If I observe any transition, new transition code has started with Y, or if any material type is started with Y and Z here, so which means the consultant clearly can understood here. So it is somebody is created, somebody is created, somebody is copied from the standard SAP. So otherwise we are not able to differentiate here. And one important thing, if any client is violated here, if any client is violated, have any use, so any like consultant, so instead of so there itself we changed in the standard SAP settings. Okay, no problem. Now it is working fine today. After a couple of months or after a few years, okay, the few years after some time, okay, successfully even though implemented, the support is going on. So if you are facing any issue, if SAP is identified, because whenever you are facing some issues, If you are not able to resolve with your local team, definitely we need to contact with the SAP labs here through the OSS. OSS means online service support. So we need to create a online service support here. If you are not able to resolve any issue, that time if SAP will observe, the SAP is not going to help you. So they'll ask a question here. Okay, why you changed the standard SAP video? So finally, one underline you need to understand here. You should not change any standard SAP settings anywhere, not only material type customization or transaction customization, anywhere. The standard SAP behavior you should not change. If you want, you can copy from the standard one in new one. So in new table or a new transaction or new material type, whatever you want, you can do it here. But you should not change any standard SAP behavior. If you change it here, now it is okay. But in future, if you require any support from the SAP is not going to support you. So that's what in SAP license agreement clearly they'll mention as a bulletin point. You should not change any standard SAP settings here. If you change it, we are not going to support to you. So this is what we need to discuss. Okay. And one important thing here. So these are the. I hope you have written all these material types here. Okay. Let me. So finally, what we need to observe, the material master is going to control by the so many parameters by the material type. Okay. The material type is controlled by so many parameters here. Now tell me what are the parameters going to control. Okay. We have some customization classes again we'll discuss here. But meanwhile, the material master is controlled by the material type. What are the parameters going to control by the material type? The first one is a number assignment. The first one is a number assignment here. The number assignment is going to control by. So number assignment means whenever the user is creating manually one or two so one by one material, or while you are uploading, so this number has to give internally or externally. The number has to give internally or externally. When you are creating material master, okay, so the system automatically allocate a number here. But it's possible in SAP, not only here for the master data as well as transition data, everywhere. So number ranges are two types. One is internal number ranges, external number ranges. Internal number range means here from where the system will give you. So already we defined number range object here. Some 0 number range object I defined. Against 0 number ranges, I defined some number range here. So example, so this is the number I defined. From to number already against this number range object. Please understand carefully. So this is the number range object. So this number range object against I defined some from to range here. Okay. So this number range object I assign to my raw material type ROH here. So whenever the user is creating raw material, the system will go and it will identify which number range object you defined. Against this number range object, what are the from to number ranges? System will pick one by one number. So in industries, so most of the time 99%. So here we need to put as a internal number assignment. So internal number assignment means whenever the user is creating, so system will pick the one by one number automatically. Some few rare cases, some clients, some few material types they want external number assignment. External means user has to give externally. So it is possible both here. So this number range is going to control by material type. Okay, the number range is going to control by the material type. So this also maybe some. Okay, so now this point of time you are not able to understand these parameters, but once you tomorrow or day after tomorrow you'll understand what actually we are discussing. Okay, this number range. The second one, the field selection here. The field selection is also one of the important topic here. So what is this field selection? See here the field selection is the SAP is provide the basic field selection. The SAP is provide the basic field selection. Okay. So what is the basic field selection, like how to create a, okay, whenever you are creating material master, some fields are optional. User no need to enter. Optional field means user no need to enter. But some fields are required fields. In org structure, while you are defining the org structure, we observe what is the required fields. So some fields are required fields. Some fields are suppressed here. Okay, user is not able to see here. Some fields are displayed here. So basic field selection is provided by the SAP, but the client to client requirement will be different. Some clients, some fields are required entry. Some clients are okay. So they want some fields optional entry. The field selection also come to control by the material type. Okay, the material type. Third one, selection views here. Okay, the selection views. So what is the selection views here? So based on the material type, okay. So here so user departments. So particular material type. So suppose example raw material. We don't require sales views here. The selection views is also going to control the. So some material type we require some production views. So what are the user department is required and what are the user department is not required? Based on the material type you can control. This is selection views. fourth one, price control indicator. Price control indicator for all the raw materials. So what are the materials we are procuring externally from the vendors always? For those materials we'll give moving price. Moving price means V. And what are the materials we are procuring internally? For those materials we'll give standard price. Yes. Example, some finished product, a semi-finished product here. Why I need to give standard price? Because the company will fix some price here. But why I need to give moving price some materials? What are the materials I'm procuring externally? So this price is not in our control. The price is under the vendor control. Today you will say some price X rupees, but after 2 months the price may be Y, from X to Y, because the price is under the vendor control. That's what are the materials we are procuring externally? For those materials moving price, in-house production materials we need to enter the standard price. Okay, so this actually now our today's time will not sufficient, but tomorrow we'll continue from here. Okay, Jagdish and Lakshmi, Yamuna and Yashasvi. So maybe it will take some couple of 3 to 4 sessions to understand the Material Master. So if you understand the Material Master, remaining all the master data will be easy. So the Material Master. So if you understand properly Material Master, the vendor and info record, some other master data will be easy for you. Okay. Any questions from anybody?
No, sir.
Right. Thank you all for listening. We'll meet tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow 2 o'clock. Okay, not 2:15. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.